Today, my friends, we have for you a Town Hall 11 base building guide, and we are going to be going over 2 different base designs that you guys can use, and we even have the links for them as well. But we're going to be going over them from one of the builders from Top End Bases to teach you how to base build at Town Hall 11. So, that is right, guys. We're going to be going over base building, and we have one of the base builders here from Top End Bases. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Maru from Top End Base Building. I'm a Town Hall 11 base builder, and I play for Mystic and Epic 102. And this is a league base that I built that I wanted to share with you guys and explain a little bit about.
Cool. And we do have another base, and even though I am only a Town Hall 13, we can still, you guys can still get the understanding when we break down, both of these bases here, but should still be good. So let's kick it off with this first one before we move on to the second one. But let's talk about, first of all, about the base design itself and what it's geared towards defending.
Alright, so this specific design is supposed to defend like hybrid, but it's supposed to be a hybrid bait. So if you look at the eagle compartment, it looks like, oh, easy queen charge. But if you take a closer look, there's a sweeper, which would, push the healers away. There's 2 air defenses, which would be beating on the healers, that the queen most likely would not grab. And then there's also 3 expos, a queen, and the CC, all, hitting on the queen charge. And then, if your queen charge survived somehow, it'd probably be out of healers, or almost out of healers. And then you'd have to deal with the 2 multis, 4 storages, a ton of traps, and a ton of DPS. And so what this base is specifically designed to do is a bait hybrid, which you queen charge the eagle, and then a hybrid from one of the multi sides. It would work in the beginning, but then if you notice, there's 4 storages, and hybrid's really, really weak to heavy storage bases. And there's also 2 skeleton traps by a multi compartment, which is really, really good against defending hybrid. And it would take a few seconds for the miners to kill the skeletons while the multi inferno is beating on the miners and hogs.
Now, what about the sweeper being pointed towards that multi-inferno? What is that geared to defending? So there's a lot, because I've seen that before, but for people who want to learn how to base build and maybe even improve their bases, what does that entirely do?
Well, it's supposed to defend Electron or a Yeti bomb right there, because the blimp or the stone slammer would be pushed back. Because if you see the town hall placement, you can easily Yeti bomb. But the sweeper there, it would make it to where you can't easily Yeti bomb it, that inferno.
And I also noticed with the use of moats as well, even by the eagle, but also a dead zone right by this section here, it is it's definitely can be used to sort of split up some of the pathing, especially if you're going straight towards them or going downwards towards the CC. But yeah,
with the dead zone, it would all your troops would go 2 ways, and nothing would get to the multi in time before it all died out.
Another thing I noticed from this base in terms of defending against P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, which is another pretty common strategy, the use of keeping the multi-infernos towards one is towards the town hall, another is towards the opposite side, but you can't really get the eagle and the inferno at the same time. Of course, though, you are going to be able to maybe get 3 wizard towers, but you're still not getting enough for your P.E.K.K.A. Bobat.
Yeah, with P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, you want to get at least 3 wizard towers, the multis, and the eagle. So then your bats can have good bat pathing, so you can have an easy way for your bats. But you would have to implement a jump, let's say around the queen altar. So then your troops would go get the eagle, but then you would have, let's say, 2 freezes, 2 rages, a jump, and 5 bats. but you really wouldn't have enough freezes because you'd have to bring an ice golem for the 2 wizard towers on the back end. But there's also archer towers there as well.
Yep, and that's
So
one big way to sort of be able to defend the use of ice golems a little bit better is just by having the defenses or at least a defense 1 or 2 tiles, really depending where the wizard tower is in terms of, its radius, so that then it doesn't get targeted or doesn't target the ice golem.
Yeah, like that's the whole point of this, is so then Pekka Bobat, it wouldn't really work. And if you wall record by the eagle to get a good path for the town hall, you'd still have a multi up. And a multi with Pekka Bobat, I've tried it, it's just a pain to deal with. It's not gonna go well for you. So then again, you would have to use a jump in order to get a multi compartment, or get to the multi compartment. Plus the back end multi by the town hall. With the 4 expos beating on it, you probably wouldn't get to that compartment or any compartment near it in order to take that multi out. And with the use of a damage CC, my favorite damage CC is a baby dragon, witch, and 13 goblins. And that CC, it is so good. It just it's the ultimate damage CC in my opinion, because it just kills stuff so fast. And then your wall wrecker would probably die out early, and your attack would just go downhill from there.
Now, another thing that I would definitely say, especially with the common Town Hall 11 players, what about Mass Electro Dragon? What is geared on this base to defend that, and what can people take away in terms of defending against Mass E-Drag?
Well, if you look at the sweeper next to the Queen altar, that one's pointing towards the eagle, and there's also 3 air defenses. Sure, those air defenses have all they're chainable, but your E-Drags would also be constantly being pushed back, and then those 3 air defenses would be able to beat on them, so you'd have to freeze the sweeper a few times before it got taken out. Plus, there's not great Sui value with the common Town Hall 11 player. Usually, normal Town Hall 11 players wouldn't Sui for a multi with a wall break. But even if they did, there's so much else on the base. There's still 3 expos, 3 air defenses, good sweeper coverage, and some Teslas and air or archer towers to also draw the E-Drags out along with the trash. But they're also going to be beating on them too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot. In terms of what I can say about Mass E-Drag, it's not really that hard to defend. I defend it at Tunnel 13 easy. But what really makes this, or I guess in terms of different ones, is a pretty common thing. It's just having those 2 tile gaps in between defenses. That really can help, and it can kind of change the way you sort of can defend different things, especially with the multi-inferno compartment up here. Realistically, the only ones that are really close are just the sweeper and the 2 storages. But other than that, everything around that is not chainable. You can't chain elsewhere unless you chain onto those buildings.
And also, there's not good pathing for E-Drags either. They would all split to the left or right, and it just wouldn't go well from there either. And with a Witch CC, it would, E-Drag's biggest weakness are Witch CCs, because they have to, shoot all the skeletons with their chains. And then that takes away from the damage they can do. So that's why this base is really, it's E-Drags are not going to stand a chance against it.
So I think that kind of goes over this base a little bit, so definitely taking our time through that. We have another base design, and let's go ahead and take a look at that one and see what exactly can you guys learn from that base. Alright guys, we're back with the second base, and go ahead and take it away.
Alright, so this base that I designed, I pretty much just put everything in the current meta that I can defend against in this base. So what I'm trying to defend here is Queen Charge Lalo, Queen Charge Hogs, Dragbat, Pekka Bobat, Hybrid, Miners, basically any meta strategy that you could think of at Town Hall 11.
Let's start off with probably maybe one of a little bit more common ones. Let's talk about the bat strategy. So let's start with Dragbat first.
Alright, so what I tried doing here was I tried spreading the wizard towers and the multis like out enough, but I also tried putting them away like the wizard towers away from the eagle, so then you wouldn't be able to get the eagle as easily, or it would be like deep in. Because usually on dragbat, I used to like be insane at dragbat. So I can tell you about this. You want to get the eagle off early, so then all the eagle shots don't like shoot down on your bats. But you also want to get the wizard towers down early, so then you can start your bats at a decent like time. And
Yeah.
if you notice, the multi inferno and the two wizard towers together, what I did there is because bat bomb dragbat is extremely strong at Town Hall 11, but with that you can't bat bomb it. And it wouldn't be a really good like entry point either, because you'd only get two wizard towers and a multi, and also your drags would split apart.
Yeah, so something that, at least for me, I don't really like to go against sweepers, so by seeing like here, it's really not something that I would hit in terms of this. And again, remember, this is all, like, even though I'm Town Hall 13, this is still a Town Hall 11 base. You know, you can see from right here, I still have all the third level or Town Hall 13 stuff right in there, so don't worry. But
Yeah.
outside of that, dragbat, to me, I really wouldn't hit it. I mean, if I were to, it would probably be here, and that would probably be my entry point. Other than that, I don't really see a viable spot for dragbat. In terms of what I see for P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, I don't see this being that good. I mean, if you enter in from here, yeah, you probably get the eagle, but the eagle is really far away still. So it's a little weird in terms of your pathing for a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, but kind of go more in depth on how you were able to defend against P.E.K.K.A. Bobat.
Yeah, like, so if you see the general base design, it's like a plus, kind of, or like an X. And with P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, you usually want like a kind of like a straight line or a diagonal line where your P.E.K.K.A.s are going to go through and not just split apart. So then they give tankage for your heroes, your wall wrecker, and your bowlers. And with this base, all the P.E.K.K.A.s would spread apart, and then your bowlers would die out. But also, like there's no real. I can't see a wall wrecker pathing to get like at least the two multis, the eagle, the CC, and three wizard towers very easily without using like a jump. Maybe a quad quake would work, but then again, you wouldn't be able to use bats because that would be 4 spells used up, or you would only be able to use like 1 rage and like 1 or maybe 2 freezes depending on how many bats you bring. And like generally, like with P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, you want to get like the things that I said, both of the multis, 3 wizard towers, the CC, the eagle, good pathing, and the expos. And like also, like I just think like also like your Tesla farm over like in the
9 o'clock
bottom
spot.
That would also be a pain, because if you entered in at the eagle compartment with the wall wrecker, you'd have to still deal with that, and by then your P.E.K.K.A.s are dying out, and your bats would be dealing with 2 wizard towers and a multi. If you can kind of see like how I'm trying to.
Yeah.
So then it would just pretty much die out and be a fail.
Now another thing is, people maybe have seen a lot of ground expos. So what is that aimed on defending in terms of using those on ground?
So ground expos, they're supposed to make like a queen charge hard from let's say you queen charge the eagle to hybrid this. The 2 ground bows would be beating on the queen earlier than if they were on air and ground. So then the queen would have more DPS on her, and then therefore either die out or just have to waste like a lot of extra spells on the queen charge.
I think another thing, at least from me, in terms of, I guess, defending against queen charges, is definitely having a couple of the Seeking Air Mines towards the outside. Just like in the previous, actually, Yeah, in the previous base, you saw a couple of them with the seeking air mines on the outside, and primarily those are to hit those healers no matter if it's like a P.E.K.K.A Smash, P.E.K.K.A Bobat, Queen Charge, any of those are going to basically soak those up. So it's definitely very important to sort of, if you don't think that they're going to use a Coco Loon, which is going to be the ultimate counter to it, you got to think about that.
Yeah, and even like sometimes I put, like, if you can see by the eagle where you see the one seeking air mine in walls, I put that purposefully there for in case a queen charge, like let's say your queen charge laloing or hogging. With a queen charge lalo, you want to get the queen, and the CC, but also the eagle is nice. And here it's like all three with not that hard of a charge. But if they don't Coco Loon, you're gonna be down to 3 healers, and you're also gonna be facing a sweeper, and also with the 2 ground expos that are gonna be beating on the queen. So then your queen charge is gonna die out, mainly just because of the seeking air mines. Also, if you notice the top air defense, that's also gonna be beating on the healers as well as your queen charging.
I think from me, in terms of other trap placements, because of course I think if you're going to use this base, then definitely changing the traps is going to be good. But one of the biggest things as well is in terms of that. What about hybrid? And from what we were talking about earlier, before we actually started this recording, we were talking about in terms of giant bombs, and like we see right here, we had a double giant bomb spot, which is, of course, can be used against hog riders, can be used against miners as well. So it's a really nice way, maybe even against bowlers too, if they're using something like a P.E.K.K.A Smash. And then you've also got the other giant bomb by the bomb tower, which it'll act almost as a Baconator, which in terms of what Clash Tutor called it, it was basically able to kill off hogs, almost like a double giant bomb would. But how about you go in depth in terms of the giant bombs on this base and explain how people can improve their bases by placing them.
Yeah, so basically what you want to do with your giant bombs, this applies to giant bombs and spring traps and even the tornado trap, is think about where a person would start a queen charge or a wall wrecker from. Where I thought on this base, since in today's current meta, like 5 years down the line, it's probably just going to get crushed by who knows what. But in today's meta, you would queen charge the eagle most likely for hybrid. But then you would hybrid the rest. So if you can see, there's no giant bombs focused in that area by the eagle, because a wall wrecker and a queen charge would probably go down there. And then I was like, okay, where could I put a double giant bomb where, sure, they might heal through, but it wouldn't matter. It would be so much DPS that it would just kill everything. So I was like, maybe buy the 2 multis. And I tested it and it actually worked out really well. The only way you could do it would be the Grand Warden ability would save it. But if you include 2, it wouldn't save it because you would have a second one to deal with. And most players won't expect that either because 2 double giant bombs, they're pretty, you don't come across them very much. They're pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's a pretty poor base, but outside of that, you're not going to see it too much.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I think that kind of goes over a large portion of this base. The other thing that I would quickly mention is the use of a Tesla farm is definitely very nice. I think the other base did use it as well. But if not, it's still a really nice way in order to sort of create a DPS zone where if you're using something like hogs or miners or hybrid, you have to heal over that. So it's a really nice way. So something that, to add as well. And then if you don't really feel like you need a Tesla farm, then using troll Teslas are still another great option too, just in terms of Teslas in general. And then maybe having a seeking air mine there if they choose to use a balloon. I've seen that and I've learned that over the course of my time playing. But that being said, guys, that is going to be doing it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for being here on the channel.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully you guys find these bases useful. I'm actually going to use this one in tomorrow's League War, which it'll be a few days down the line for you guys, but I'm versing Susie's Knights in Mystic. So wish me luck, and I hope this base defends well.
So with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Remember to go ahead and leave a like. It really means a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. Also, feel free to go ahead and join my community Discord server. Also, follow me on Twitch Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Those links are in the description, along with feel free to, if you guys can support me further by joining as a channel member, subscribing to me over on Twitch, or even, buying any merch over there on Playmakers Wanted. And don't forget to go ahead and hit or join any of the clans that I cover within the game. All their Discords are in the description. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.